Welcome back. You know, school will be starting soon, and Dr. Serin talks to me about how to prepare your kids for when that school bell rings. Dr. Serin, thank you for coming back on the Arizona Daily Mix, especially at this time as we are getting closer and closer to getting back to school. And it's a very important time to talk with the kids about this. And you have some great tips for us, because I'm starting to talk with my friends whose kids are starting to get anxiety about returning to classroom because of what they're hearing and seeing what's going on. So what are some things we need to know?
So it's a really, really important conversation to have, and I think that the parents need to get together and make sure that they are first, before having a conversation, calm and positive about the whole thing, because kids really look to their parents to see how to react in many cases. And I think that parents need to, have the conversation with the kids with an open mind and flexibility. The things that you think your kids might be worried about might be completely different. So especially in smaller kids, they may have irrational fears, and your older children might have fears that you're not aware of. So just being open and really listening to what's going on in their minds and putting some of those fears to rest is really, really important.
Yeah, and we know there's some pros and cons about going back to school, and some things that you want people to start thinking about and actually having talked about. What are some of those points that you have?
In terms of going back to school, I think flexibility. The districts all have their plans laid out now, and we're about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks from the start of school. And so I think it's important for parents to kind of take a step back and calm your own fears about knowing whatever you choose for your children is not a forever choice. A lot of the districts are saying, hey, if you make this option, you can switch options at the quarter or when we actually go back in person. And so we're just going to kind of have to see how it goes and make the best decision as these decisions present themselves.
Yeah. Social media. Parents are on it, kids are on it, they're reading a lot of different things, and I know you're kind of like one of those people that says, maybe it's time to put that aside for a moment and really listen to some of the professionals before you start listening to someone who just posts and who has no background, who just heard it from someone. It's almost like the telephone game that goes on social media.
Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of fear and anxiety-provoking information. And when we really whittle it down to what's going on right now, Arizona seems to be in a plateau phase or even possibly a recovery phase. That could shift very quickly if we change what we're doing. But it seems that all of our hard work has paid off, and Ducey's and the masks and things like that is working. So that's kind of what's going on. I have some friends who are hospital staff, and they seem to think that it's easing up in the hospitals as well. That's all very good news. We can be vigilant about how we're treating this and still wear our masks and still social distance, and at the same time not be worried about it, and just kind of look at these trends. So I just caution people from spending too much time getting really anxious about all the what ifs, and just kind of listening to the doctors, listening to the scientists, looking at what's really going on, and reminding yourself, if everything's okay with you and in your household, that things for you right now are okay.
Yeah, I like how we're talking here, and this is what you're really encouraging people to do, is to do these type of Skypes or Zooms with you or with a doctor to help them with those anxieties. So I know a lot of people get embarrassed about going to see somebody, but this is great where it's nice and private, and you don't have to worry about someone seeing you go into an office right now to talk about what your fears and stuff be. So how can people do more of these with you?
So teletherapy is really great right now, and we actually do something that I like to call neuroteletherapy, where we have neurotechnology that we can actually ship to people's houses to calm their anxiety and to help them with that, so that even when they're not in front of me and I'm helping them with their anxiety, they have a home program that the entire family can use. Even one session can go a long way in helping people get through this difficult time.
Oh, that's great. All right, where can they find out more, Doctor?
You can go to SERINCENTER.com, and if you want to sign up for our free newsletter, SERINCENTER.com/news.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for having me.